three bulging discs on my lumbar spine from a hit and car run accident. Uh, heavy lifting. All the years that was my like tough lesson of like slow it down on the
So
crazy
what's the
lifting.
secret? You're looking better than what you were, and you have all these injuries when you didn't have them before.
It's maintaining the sleep, keeping my anxiety down because we all get anxiety from different things, and then maintaining a good diet. Said it earlier, it's SAD. That's key, man. And honestly, like my wife plays a big part in that too, man. My wife is like my backbone, man. Like that's my ride or die.
I believe that your environment has a
Yeah,
lot to do with it, right?
yeah,
It's your environment has a lot to do with it. If
yeah,
your significant other, your significant partner is with you, it makes the transition easier,
yeah,
right? If they're all about that life as
yeah,
well, they're ready to do it as well, and that makes you
yeah,
better. Like it makes you want to push
yeah. We
more
go
to
hand we go
know.
hand we go hand in hand. There's times that I'm having like a tough one or a tough week, and she's like, "Listen, get it together. Okay, you know who you are, you know what you're capable of. Keep pushing. Whether it could be work related, it could be fitness related. If I sit on the couch and I could grab a bad snack, and my wife would be like, "Excuse me, that's not part of the regimen. Let's go." So I really appreciate her holding me accountable and just being that backbone support for sure, man.
And you see, environment. If you put the
Yeah,
right products in your environment, in your house, you're not going to go off track. A lot
yeah,
of people will go off track because they go to the market and they'll buy some stuff and then they'll put it in their cabinet and then that's it, bro. It's easier for you to turn around and, um, eat these junk foods that you're not supposed to eat, right?
yeah, man. I mean, like, it's all about what's in your circle, what's in your rotation. What do you look at on social media? So you already know there's an algorithm, right? So you tap on this, you tap on that, so you tap on that. That's what's gonna consistently pop up.
Correct.
I'm always tapping on like my things that I love is cars, fitness, sneakers, and motivational things. Entrepreneurs, people who are successful. I recently became an entrepreneur, and oh man, for those who think that being an entrepreneur is like, oh my God, I'm an entrepreneur. I got on my headline. It's probably the hardest thing that anyone can face. If it's not for everyone, it's not. You got to put in time.
24/7. 24/7
24
job.
7,
I tell
20,
people all
25,
the
8, man.
time, all the time.
20, like, listen, man. And I want to touch up on this, like, if I have some time.
Yeah.
I worked for someone for 9 years, gave everything, build it 100%, put all of my eggs in that basket. And then it came at some point that I decided that I had to, like, step back for specific reasons. I wasn't even prepared to jump into this entrepreneur world. My man Yusuf Myers, yo, I gotta talk. My man Yusuf for years. Dross, you gotta do your own thing. You gotta do your own thing. And when somebody tells you to do something, just take it and put it right here. Put it in the pocket. Because when somebody tells you to do something, it doesn't mean that you're ready to do it. But it'll come a time and point where that person motivating you and that idea of jumping into doing something on your own and jumping into this big world of starting a business from scratch kind of pops up, or you put in that position. You have no other choice but to do it. Just make sure that when you do it, you give it 100%. You give it everything, because it's gonna take everything. I went from making over 200K for his company to making 68,000 when I jumped out. I faced some dark times. I faced lack of motivation, lack of workouts, lack of like energy. I lost a lot of people,
Depression.
depression, sleep, and having my wife as a backbone to helping me build it up. Things that I didn't know, like sending emails, posting on Instagram. Now all of a sudden, I need to become this influencer also. You have to give everything. You have to put your name out there in every single way, shape, or form. The same way that you can rock a LV bag or you can rock a Gucci this or Gucci that, you got to put yourself out there. You got to create a logo, create something that represents you, create something that represents you, and put it out there. and give everything that you have to this and prove yourself and master your craft. I'm not talking about just fitness. I'm talking for anybody who's out there right now starting something. Don't let it fucking go. If it's in your stomach, if it's in your head, it's there for a reason. So don't let it fade. I'm telling you, it's gonna be worth it, but
Got
a
to put
roller
in the
coaster.
work. Got to
It's
put
gonna
in
be
the
a roller
work, and you
coaster.
can't give up. You can't
It's
give up.
it's
You got to put in the work, and you got to focus. And
it's
that,
gonna be
eh,
crazy.
thank you for that advice. That's huge, 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 huge.
Yeah, man.
And I believe that being able to do that revolves about your body.
Yeah,
Your healthy living is going to dictate how far you're going to go,
yeah, a
right?
hundred
Because
percent.
if you're not feeling good inside, whether it's your gut or anything going on, how can you produce and get your brand or everything out there when you're not feeling good yourself,
Yeah,
right?
man.
Because it's a customer service world. You know, where people look at you and then you talk and you talk to them, they're gonna take a perception about you, right? They're
Oh
gonna
yeah,
say automatically like, "Hey, this, and this." So if you're not there mentally, then you've already lost your business that didn't even
yeah, man.
start yet. So a lot of
Yeah,
people don't understand that's very important. It's
yeah.
very, very
And
important.
as you say, like man, people take a look at you and a perception about you. I actually want to talk about that. When I first started in fitness, and I had my first interview, one of the things that I was told was like, oh, the GM, he's a big military guy. So I had a tattoo on my neck. And this is talking about, perception and what people look at you and think about you. So I was so nervous. I went in there with a turtleneck, covered my tattoo, and interview went great. And then he asked me about it. He's like, "Oh, what will members think about your tattoo on your neck?" And I just pulled my neck, I pulled my hoodie down, my turtleneck down. And I said, "Listen, it's nothing offensive. It's just me." And just that one thing carried the word intimidation with me for a long time in my career, especially with the clients that I'm around. It's something that sits in. It's something that I carry with me. So I always try to cancel all the craziness that I have going on that I look like, because
It's not craziness. That's
it's
you. It's you the
yes,
person. And it's but the thing is that I believe yes, there's a certain way that you should feel like you're feeling now,
yeah,
but it's 2024 and everybody looks different, everybody is different,
yeah,
right?
Jay. But as I circle back to that, I was in my client's building that I trained her on 50 something street, and I went in on the elevator and instantly got just profiled, man. And it's the most uncomfortable thing, and you just gotta just like knock it with a smile, just like, she was like, is something going on here? This older woman, and I'm like, no, what are you talking about? I had like a patched up jacket. She was like, are you a cop? And I was like, nope, I'm a trainer. I'm going here to train a client, you know. And I want to circle back to that. Like, it doesn't matter what you look like, whether you black, white, Spanish, whatever the case may be. If you're jumping into this entrepreneur world, still be you and do you for you. Doesn't matter.
Wow.
It doesn't matter. When I tell you I worked 5 years at the NFL, I trained the CEO of the NFL. I flew back on a private jet with my wife and Roger Goodell, the commissioner. I know that when I can put myself in that position based off my ethnicity, what I look like, my tattoos or whatnot, that hasn't been a limit for me to take myself to next levels. I want to be somebody that people look at and be like, wow, if he's tatted up, he's making it, he's killing it. I could do it too, and you can't.
Of course you can. Of course.
Just gotta apply it.
It's applying it and it's
Yeah,
also it's your mindset like a lot it's going to bother you, right? The people what they say or they think like at that point in the elevator it probably bothered you for the
yeah,
first
of
30
course.
seconds to the minute or whatever the case is, but then when you walked out of the elevator you just dusted off your shoulder and
And
went
that's it.
about your way, right? You're not going to let unfortunately we can't change what people think about us, right?
Yes,
we
but
have to we have to focus on ourselves and we have to take it in. People are just going to tell you how it is or
yeah,
they're not going to tell you and tell other people behind your back.
yeah,
So
and
just to know that just because this person is not talking about you, there's probably another 10 people talking about
yeah,
you behind your back. So it's about your presentation as far as like how you react to it,
yeah,
like I yeah, in the beginning it hurt. You know, me too. Listen, I wasn't always in the best shape. I wasn't doing that. I was working here when I was 14 years old, and people had something on me like, who's this little kid? I'm 25 years old and I got 5% body fat. How's this kid telling me what to do and what to take? You know,
Yeah,
I faced that as well, you know?
yeah,
And you know what? That's something that you just, my reaction initially would be like, oh man, you know, I would get upset. I'm like, man, you know, I wish I could change this,
yeah.
right?
I mean, listen, man. I'm at a point currently in my life that I face so many challenges that I just feel like I have like a armor on me that just protects me from failing.
That's big.
Like I refuse to lose.
But you didn't do that last night.
No,
This
no,
is a
no, no,
process,
no,
right?
no, no. Listen, man. Like,
This is
listen.
years of
This is
developing, right?
this is years of hustling. This is something that I've had in with me, like in me since I was a kid. I remember telling my mom when I was like 14, 15 years old, I wonder where I'm gonna be when I'm X amount of age. And I've always had a drive to succeed. I've always wanted to have nice things and not have to ask anybody for it. I've always wanted to put myself in good positions and not have nobody for it. One of the things that really fueled that even more is when me and my wife when me and my wife found out that we were having our first son. I think I was like in like year 2 or 3 of my training career, and I went from making 16K my first year. Mind you, anybody that starts a job and they only make $16,000 in a full year, now even to this day, they're more than likely never gonna come back to it. They're more than likely gonna jump into something else that's gonna give them more money or settle for something
A lot
less.
of people won't even wait.
They won't even wait.
They'll wait a week.
They won't wait.
It'll be a week, and it's like, oh, but you promised me I'm gonna make this much.
Exactly. So
But you didn't even put the work or the effort into it. So how am I gonna give you that, or how are you gonna make that
exactly.
if you're not doing the work?
So my big break in the fitness industry didn't come until I was probably 4 to 5 years in. It was like 16K, 50, 70, 80. And then I got presented a job at my last place that paid me over $100 a class. And it was like, okay, now I've been putting in so much work. I built a reputation around my name and how I coach. And now I got an opportunity. It's like, do I stay here sleeping at this gym, making $45 a session per session? If I'm not training a client, I'm not getting paid.
Correct.
Or I can teach at a group fitness studio and make over $100. And I was like, okay, let's go. It was something that didn't exist. It had no brand behind. Like it was something straight off the ground. It was that person being an entrepreneur, they believing that I had what it take to take that and up and running and get it up and running. And I put all my effort into it, took it to the next level, and I was, you know, that those are signs. It just comes with time. You know, whatever comes with time, you build, and you keep going. And if you could do it for somebody else, you could do it for yourself.
There you go, man. Wow, this was an exciting podcast.
Yeah, man,
I'm
it was
excited.
amazing.
This was it gave us a lot of inspiration, a lot of ins and outs in the
Yeah,
health and wellness industry. You've been part of it for a very, very long time. Thank you for sitting with us.
still got a lot more to go.
I know, still got way. The journey hasn't stopped, bro.
No,
It's still got way more to go.
definitely not.
Tell everybody watching your brand, what you do, where to find you, Instagram, social media, because people that gotta watch this, they need you. They need you in their life. They don't know it yet. They don't know it yet. They don't know yet. They need it. They need it.
Listen, man, my name is Daury Dross. I'm a 38-year-old proud husband, Latino, husband and father of 2 autistic boys, grinding out every single day to put food and keep the lights on for my family. That's first and foremost. I want to thank God and I want to thank Dee for giving me this opportunity. Over 14 years in the business. I've coached high intensity interval training classes for all levels of fitness. Anybody who's ready to just kind of get up and move, take their bodies to the next level, I'm here for you. I will modify anything and everything for you. Let's go. You can find me on Instagram, DrossFit_therapy. You can book classes on DrossFit.com. I think that's it, man.
And that's it. Thank you, bro. I
Appreciate
appreciate
it,
it.
man. Thank you so much.
Watch out for the collabs coming soon.
Oh, God. Let's get it.
Right.